we're going to discuss the Roth IRA, and it's one of the most powerful tax-saving plans on the planet. Unfortunately, the Roth is also one of the most misunderstood plans out there. The bottom line of the Roth is simple. Pay your tax now, and the gains going forward will grow tax-free. And when you withdraw those funds later in retirement, they are also tax-free. Now, there are two ways to fund a Roth, and here's where the confusion begins. For many people, I call it the two C's confusion. There's C as in contribution and C as in conversion. For many people, contribution doesn't work for one of two reasons. First, they make too much money, so they can't contribute to a Roth. Here's the current limitations for income in 2024. Your MAGI, or modified adjusted gross income for your household, must be less than $230,000, or if you're single, less than $146,000. For many people who make a decent income, single or household, this makes contributing, and remember that C word, contribution, it makes contributing to a Roth impossible. Also, the maximum you can contribute to a Roth is very low. As of 2024, the maximum contribution is $7,000. So you can see even making Roth contributions at $7,000 a year or for 10 or 20 years just doesn't add up. So that's why very few people actually look at contributions, because they either don't qualify because they make too much money, or even putting the money in just doesn't add up to a solid retirement. So this is where people get so confused about the two C's. They confuse contribution with the other C word, conversion. Now, conversion is entirely different, and where the Roth can truly transform your retirement to a tax-free situation. A conversion works like this. If you have a regular IRA or some other retirement account like a 401k or 403b and have been placing money in those accounts tax deferred, meaning you placed money into the account to get that money deducted from your current income, so there was an immediate tax savings, that is great. But here's the bad news. That money, while it grows, obviously doesn't get the tax hit. But when you decide to take the money out to live on it during your retirement, all of those funds will be taxed as income. And even if you don't want to touch that money, the IRS forces you to do so at 72 and a half years old. And they will continue to make you do that until your death. That's the dirty little secret to traditional retirement plans like IRA, 401k, and 403b. So here's just the honest truth. If you have a traditional retirement account, whatever the current value is, you have to realize that the entire amount really isn't yours. Depending on your tax bracket, 25%, even 50% of that money will ultimately belong to the government. It was never for yours in the first place. So what's the solution? Roth conversion. Roth conversion is the game changer because there's no limits on conversion. You can convert all of your money in a Roth, which honestly would be a bit extreme, or you could do it in smaller chunks each year, which is what we suggest. Here's how that works. Let's say John Smith has a 401k or IRA or other retirement account with $500,000. Now, he can, of course, convert all of that $500,000 or just a portion and then pay the taxes on that amount. And then what's left grows tax free. And then when he withdraws those funds, they will also be tax free. Now, let's say John does a partial conversion, right? He can pay the taxes one of two ways. He can pay the taxes out of pocket, right? And then the full conversion is then invested into the Roth. Or he can, secondly, convert the amount, pay some of the taxes with the conversion. So let's take a look. John Smith has $500,000 in a traditional IRA and decides to convert $50,000 to a Roth. At a tax bracket of about 30%, his taxes would be roughly $15,000. Now, if John pays out of his pocket, he can invest the full $50,000 and it will all be tax-free. Let's say that $50,000 grows at roughly a 7% rate per year over the next 10 years. That $50,000 in 10 years would now be worth about $100,000. And when John withdraws that money, it will be 100% tax-free. The IRS does not get a penny. Now, just imagine if John converts $50,000 every single year over the next 10 to 20 years. In his retirement, he will have now a steady stream of tax-free money. Let's see how it works if he decides to use the conversion and then pay inside those funds to pay the taxes. This time, John converts 50,000. He still owes that 15,000 in taxes, but now he uses the $50,000 conversion to pay the taxes. So he pays his 15,000 in tax. He'll have $35,000 still ready to invest. Now, if that 35 averages 7% a year again for over 10 years, that would be roughly about $70,000 in 10 years again, all tax free. Again, if he does this again every year for 10 years, all of his taxable IRA money now most likely is tax free, and it sets him up for retirement that is truly tax free. And this is where you want to be in life: cash rich and tax poor in retirement. Now, we can help you assist you with this type of plan and set it up again at no cost. The first step is to do a tax analysis, which we have experts to do that review to determine how much conversion you should do each year. Then the second, and this is really the most important step, is decide where to invest it. Here's the most important thing you need to remember. While yes, getting the tax savings is great, you must also find an investment has the chance of growing at a decent rate so you can get the true benefits of the plan. If you do a conversion and take certain risks that cause a significant loss, then your plan implodes and will most likely never recover due to paying the taxes up front. So you want to find an investment without any ties to the market or economy and has a decent chance of doubling your money over the next 10 years. And we can show you how to potentially make that a reality. If you're interested in seeing if a Roth conversion is right for you and finding the right investment for this plan, please click on the link below to set up a one-on-one meeting to learn more.